Hi, I'm Shay.
And I'm Hannah, and we're Dinner National.
Today, we're cooking Finnish food. Finland is the northernmost country in the European Union. As you can imagine, fresh fruit, vegetables, and spices are rare in these cold climates. But what's available is fish, game meat, breads, and milk. Finnish cuisine is similar to Swedish, German, and Russian cuisines and is equally delicious. Today, we're cooking Loimulohi, an old Finnish technique for roasting salmon on a cedar plank. We're also cooking Hernekeitto, a hearty ham and split-pea soup that is prepared and served every Thursday throughout Finland. This yummy soup is almost always followed by a delicious Pannukakku, an oven-baked pancake served with a big spoonful of homemade raspberry jam. This was a combination we just had to try.
Let's get started.
Hernekeitto is extremely popular in Finland. And why wouldn't it be? It's the perfect cold winter soup. This is made of whole green peas that are typically dried, cooked with a little bit of ham and onion. It's not very spicy, but that doesn't mean it's not flavorful. Let's get started. Most delicious soups begin with onions. This one begins with two kinds of onions. So this is just one onion that we've diced up into pretty small pieces. And this is like a little bit of oil, like about 3 tablespoons that we're heating. Okay, and onion number 2 is just this little guy that we've stuck a bunch of cloves in. That's about 8 cloves. This is just going to flavor the soup. And once the soup is ready, we'll fish this out. So I'll let my onion saute for like about 5 minutes. And now it's time to add the ham. So this ham I have diced into like little pieces. This is a really nice tasty smoked ham. So I'm gonna toss the ham in and saute this for like about a couple of minutes. Smells yummy. I like ham. This is a very simple dish, but people in Finland really seem to love this. So much so that this is eaten every Thursday. So it's like really popular in like the military, school cafeterias, office lunches, things like that. It's very typical to find like this ham and pea soup. Finnish food does not use a lot of spices, but herbs like thyme and marjoram are fairly common. Funny thing is, I purchased that spice rack like about a year ago, and this is the first time I'm using marjoram. So this is like about 1 teaspoon of thyme, 1 teaspoon of marjoram, and 2 large bay leaves. I'm just gonna give everything a little stir just to wake up the spices a little bit. Then I'll add the star ingredient. These are whole green peas. These were previously dried, but we soaked them overnight in water. So today's entire meal is actually supposed to be cooked in large batches, enough to feed a whole army. But we're just 2 people, so we're kind of like cutting it down. This is about a teaspoon of pepper. It was freshly ground. You just have to believe me there. A couple of nice pinches of salt. The ham in there is pretty salty, so please be careful. You can always add more salt in the end. So I've seen some variations of this also using potatoes and carrots. But if I understand correctly, the most traditional version is just ham and green peas. So that's what we're gonna do today. So I'm going to cover the peas and the ham with about 2 cups of water. It was not quite covered, so I'll add another. So that's like 3 cups of water total. Believe it or not, you guys, our soup is almost ready. So remember this onion that we tucked the cloves into? I'm just gonna put it in there and let it kind of boil, and in the end we can pull it out. This is a fairly hands-off kind of a soup. So now all I'm gonna do is move this to the back burner and let it cook for like about an hour. See you in an hour.
Okay, we're going to do the jam for our pancake first. That's right, I said pancake. Pannukakku. Pannukakku. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. That's right, I'm not making a salad today. I'm going to be making Finnish pancakes, which are paired with the pea soup that Shay is showing you how to make. So we're gonna make the jam that goes on top first because it's best when it's chilled for a little while. So, easiest thing ever. I'm going to put in 2 cups of frozen raspberries. You can get creative with this. They don't have to be frozen. You can use mixed berries, blueberries. I'm sure in homes, other toppings are probably used. And this is 2/3 of a cup of sugar. And the last ingredient is about a teaspoon of freshly squeezed lemon juice. We're gonna mix this together and that's it. I'm gonna bring this to a boil and then turn the heat down and let it simmer for 20 minutes or until all the fruit is in a jelly-like consistency. Yum. It's already good. It's only been like 1 minute. All right, so our jam is looking like it's thickened up. Take a look in here. So I'm just going to pour this into a container and keep it in the fridge until we're ready to eat. So I'm not making salad today. I'm going to be making a pancake. This is a Finnish pancake that's usually served with the pea soup that Shay is making, and it's usually eaten on a Thursday after that pea soup. This tradition of having the pancake after the soup was started in the army. They were feeding lots of people, and now this is a pretty much every Thursday thing. I'm used to circular pancakes because I am American. These pancakes are different. Not only are they rectangular, but they're also baked, not pan-fried.
So are they still pancakes at this point?
Oh. Are they still pancakes? That's the question of the day. I'll let you know. Pannukakku. We're gonna get started with that. My oven is preheated to 350 degrees. So what I have here is half a cup of flour. Just all purpose is fine. This is 1 cup of whole milk. This is half a cup of sugar, half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, and a little bit of salt. All right, and we have 2 eggs. Okay, so this seems to be a relatively thinner pancake batter, but we're gonna go with it. We followed directions clearly. So as you can see, it's a little more watery than your standard American flapjack batter. I'm gonna pour into this dish 3 tablespoons of melted butter. Make sure it's covering the bottom so that you can get your pancake out. Pannukakku. All right, in goes the batter. Okay, put it in the oven at 350 for 30 minutes. Keep checking on it though. You don't want it to burn.
In Finland, the pea soup combined with the pancakes is considered a full meal. And we think it is too, but we could not resist this opportunity to make this beautiful cedar smoked salmon. This is a traditional Finnish dish, so essentially this is cooked over an open fire, and the cedar planks give this really nice smoky aroma to the grilled salmon. We don't really have an open fire setup right now, but we have a grill which is pretty close, so we're gonna grill some salmon. So I have this really nice fresh piece of salmon. It was kind of hard to find, but basically what I tried to do was get like about a uniform thickness because it needs to cook on the grill for a while. So what I have here is a plank of cedar. This is like an untreated plank of cedar that I have soaked in water for about an hour and a half. So all I did was I cut this slice of salmon to the approximate dimensions of this. Traditionally in Finland, this would have been cooked upright. Like, you know, the fish is on here, you nail it on the plank and put it over there. But that's not what we're doing. We're just gonna do it like normally on a grill. So all you need to do on this is salt and pepper. It's traditionally served with mustard, but no other condiments or anything like that go on this. It should be good enough. Let me go check if my grill is preheated. Oh, and I hope you did not forget about the soup. I've been stirring it constantly, and the peas have started to like break down a little bit, making it nice and thick. All right, so my coals are ready. So I'm just gonna put this soaked cedar plank on the heat for like about 2 minutes. And then, yeah, I'm gonna flip it. All right, so the salmon goes on this guy. The thicker side should obviously be closer to the coals because, you know, this side is thinner, so we don't need it to be like that high. And this is gonna cook on indirect heat for about 15 minutes. I'm gonna put the lid on, 15 minutes. All right, so it's starting to flake apart, which means salmon is kind of done. I'm just gonna temp it in the thickest part. It needs to be about 145, oh, 150. Salmon is ready to eat, you guys.
Let's get into this Finnish food. I'm gonna take a bite of the soup first.
Do it.
This pea soup, because it's just inviting to me. Mm-hmm. Yes, so good.
Yeah, I really like ham and pea soup anyway, and this is like really, you know, nice and comforting meal. I
wasn't so sure about this, but this is much more flavorful than you'd think it would be because, you know, there's not a lot going on in there.
Yeah, it's not a very pretty dish.
No.
I'll be honest. But yeah, it does not disappoint at all. I can really get the notes of the clove and the onion. A little squirt of lemon always helps.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ham, really, I mean, it's like really tasty.
We can see why people eat this every Thursday. It's nice.
I would not get sick of eating this every week. Yeah, and considering the whole thing would probably cost us like under $1.
I want another bite.
That's really tasty. So apparently, rye bread is really popular in Finland too, and it's a perfect accompaniment for this pea soup. Make sure you put on an ungodly amount of butter on there because it's such a cold country. What's not to love, right? Delicious rye bread, ton of butter, very tasty.
We didn't make the rye bread, we just bought it, but maybe someday we'll make it.
As is customary, I'm gonna try and mix some mustard. So mustard, soup.
Oh, in the soup?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the mustard goes with the salmon.
No, mustard in the soup, mustard in the salmon. We're gonna dig into the salmon now.
Yes.
Salmon is like flaking apart.
Yeah.
And it smells beautiful.
We'll have to get some footage of that.
Tasty salmon.
Wow.
Is it good?
Yeah, and the smoky flavor.
There's nothing but salt and pepper in there. Nothing. There's not even a squirt of lemon on there.
That's really good. Right?
Yeah. It's almost kind of crispy on the edges.
Yeah.
Super soft, super delicate.
The grill does magic with
The grill,
fish. I
yeah.
mean. So the pancake, usually eaten at the end of the meal. We're just gonna eat it with everything because why not?
I'll just get you a little piece.
Yeah, let's put a little
Do it.
bit of that on there.
Jam me, baby.
Right?
What's not to love? I mean, delicious homemade berry jam came together in a matter of minutes. I mean, this whole meal was like pretty hands-off, but I can definitely not complain about the taste of even a single item.
Yeah, it's really good.
Wow. Dude, I feel like you're gonna really enjoy this jam. I feel like this is right up your alley.
It's me, my alley.
I feel like this might be a little too big for you.
Yeah. They call me Hannah Little Bites.
Here you go.
Still too big.
Still too big? You can do it, babe. Okay, so I'm gonna finish eating this. Sorry, I keep making all these food puns. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.